Endpoint. They played them twice, 16-9, 16-3. HAVU, there's one map they can win in this series. It is Dust 2, but today, Endpoint, they've impressed us so far.
They really have, haven't they? And, well, we are going to be having ourselves Dust 2, as you said, as the second map. And with Endpoint's performance and everybody chiming in, you know, I got to give a big shout out to Surreal, man. His performance definitely shone a light that we haven't seen in a little while on Endpoint. And, I mean, everybody deserves to be called out for the good performance from Endpoint. Likewise from HAVU. They've, you know, they tried, they did, and wasn't enough in the end. But this is Dust 2. This is the map choice of HAVU. Surely they'll have something more up their sleeve than just a few headbangers, and that's about it. In either case, boys, let's see the pistol being played out as we have our second map of the last best of 3 of the day. And potentially a last map overall for today and for this week as the playoffs are ready to begin tomorrow.
Gonna be Endpoint trying to guarantee their playoff spot without needing to go into overpass. I think we know what is at stake there. However, Slowy, great first entry. Already pressure put on by the T side. Surreal. What's the player in Gandalf at least? Zorre already dead this time as Saw. He tried the jump up, not going to work. Bomb will be planted. Hoodie low, thankfully returns the damage. Back to a 3-on-3, but with Chloe stuck in Gandalf, he does actually worm his way out. Barely gets away with 2 as well. Leaving Crucial isolated. If there's anybody you want, it's this man. But in a 1-on-3, we'll need a lot of luck on his side to take this one with pressure from CT. Handles the first, but can't get any more. Pistol round for HAVU.
Pistol round indeed. For the first time in this best of 3 series, they're able to pick it up. It is going to be a little bit of a sigh of relief, if you want to call it like that. HAVU desperately need to have a good start in order to feel comfortable. We've gone into details about that. You know, HAVU, a team that have a great amount of potential behind them, sometimes lacking exactly that little bit of spark to ignite it all. And they are also one of the rare teams might not be the right word, but definitely one of the teams that has issues closing out games, even with a good start. So it adds an extra little bit of layer of worry to them. So any sort of good beginning they can pick up is always going to be most instrumental in their potential success. In any case, it is a force buy. Endpoint 2 AKs, the rest with Deagles. Interestingly enough, they had enough money to not sacrifice any Kevlars, which is commendable in itself.
Yeah, this is actually pretty decent round here. HAVU seeming to read into what Endpoint have to throw at them. Zorre. There we go. Just sprays through the smoke. A fairly common lineup down toward that long spam. Of course, delivers for an initial frag this time. But we shall see where things go. Thomas ready for the peek around the right-hand side. Hoodie this time, though, is sprayed through the smoke for him. Doto lines up a third. Thankfully, Crucial returns. The 2 AKs still in the play. Saw, though, getting both of them with an MP9. Sprays it down. HAVU keeping the round in their favor. Endpoint full eco round to come. Should be a solid 3-0 start for HAVU. Looking so far so good. Better than we've seen them start a map so far. Vertigo did not particularly, you know, it was a bit back and forward at the start. At least we have this time a definitive beginning on our hands. Endpoint full eco should be 3-0.
Should be most definitely, although let's hold on for a second and see. Mighty Max, they'll have something to say about this perhaps yet still. Zorre will be shutting down Robin at least, so it's not getting out of hand too quickly. And if we know anything is that Endpoint, well, they closed out the last map with basically a force buy, so I wouldn't be exactly as certain from HAVU to and open from HAVU as they are right now, leaving themselves very vulnerable. But Endpoint, okay, yeah, Mighty Max, wow, you know, Crucial's usually the upper, but I guess that works out as well. That is going to be a sick shot. Didn't really think that would ever be happening, but then again, you never really expect those. Hoodie needs to be ready to reinforce the B site in case of troubles. Dota will be standing tall and watching deep into tunnels themselves. Surreal seems to be ready for it. Wait, what?
Okay.
Again. This is getting out of hand, and Endpoint. They never should have secured this round, at least not... I mean, they don't even have a full buy. I mean, it's not even a force. It's not even Kevlars. It's just Tech 9s and Deagles. That's it. And a scout. Like, what? Honestly, I'm a little bit flabbergasted, I guess is the right word to use here. I'm just kind of like, what? It's like, hey, like HAVU, surely you know how to deal with pistols. This is like, we've seen it so many times already. We've seen the anti-eco losses come out of the blue so many times, but I still get surprised because if this was Train, if this was Nuke, if this was Inferno, or even Overpass, or I don't know, you know, then I think to myself, sure, you know, there are tight angles, you can get caught off guard, you can miss an angle, you can miss a certain corner and be caught red-handed with the hand in the cookie jar, but they lose on dust on a straight-up aim map. That just hurts big time. And well, it's going to be a force buy by HAVU. Of course, they have no other choice, as Endpoint secure their first.
Not good at all. HAVU, this is, again, a bit of a liability, losing a round in this sort of manner, especially so early into a game where you can tell and clearly understand that economy is not yet set. HAVU can see the rebuy that they've taken breaks the economy for the majority. Zore, the only player with anything left due to the save that he made, so this is potentially a definitive moment. We know that Endpoint have been very, very good on their T sides so far. Hoodie, though, snaps away at a first. Gets at least the entry. With Zore on the corner. Nice little crossfire already established. So draft in Saw for a flashbang. Thomas does get away with one. Tag from Crucial. Robin trades, and so does Thor, thankfully. Keeps it alive for now, but back to a 2-on-2. This still doable. One player per site. Thor playing super safe, but where will Endpoint choose to take this? Well, they split. Might just be the best idea. Thomas on his way to the B site. Slowy. Oh, there it is. B site gone. Round should be following. Saw in a 1-on-2 as this B bomb site is locked. The only advantage he has is health.
Well, I mean, at best, he might be able to make it in a 1-on-1. Even then, we already see Thomas playing this very carefully. It's going to be Robin with first contact, and Thomas does not even need to reveal himself. And that's the end of the line. That's just the way it is. Yeah, it's weird. It's definitely weird. I did not expect it, but it is as it is, and well, it is going to be tied back together. HAVU, full eco, they don't really have much of a choice. And look, yeah, I'm seeing this correctly, right? Okay. For a second there, I thought Mighty Max and Crucial might only have pistols, because it looked like it, but luckily they do have weapons right now, so it's not that scary. Was definitely, I wouldn't be too surprised if they were just going in with Glocks or P250s or something, right? When you think about it, it's like, oh, okay, you know you're going up against an eco. Fair enough, you know, and I understand. I would understand that.
3-2. Endpoint. One thing that we know, HAVU cannot afford to let themselves stay in this kind of cycle. ET economy is ruthless. Need to be able to stack a couple rounds on top here to stabilize, or else Endpoint start to again clearly begin to dominate here on this T side, and HAVU cannot allow that. With how Endpoint have played so far today, Zore uses the AWP, catches out the early frag onto Surreal, gives them a slight advantage here to play with. Even so, with utility starting to dwindle, Saw, Doto, and Slowy all lacking in one way or another, Endpoint do choose to take mid. They've got the smokes and flashes necessary, and that is exactly what they're going to do. First couple players funneled through. Doto this time holds the line. Flash is good. Crucial should be able to trade, and of course he does. Slowy caught off guard, and again, B site put under threat. Mighty Max hops his way through the B bomb site locked out. The plant will come down. And HAVU again. It's another B-sided retake that they've got to pull off. 2 through tunnels. Zore holding window through mid. Flashbang is perfect, though, as Mighty Max. There's the round. Oh, boy. Endpoint. Their T side is so good.
And it's not just the fact that they're playing well as a unit. They seem to be able to click at all the right moments, at all the right points. And as you said, it's good because also beyond just the fact that they're pushing in together and not allowing for too many mistakes to be had, they continuously are hitting the shots as well. Mighty Max, you know, this time popping off. The next round it might be Surreal, the next might be Robin, and then after Thomas, you know, everybody just anointing this map with their own presence. And 4-2 as Endpoint take the lead, put a lot of pressure onto HAVU. It's an eco here for the Finnish boys. It's a tough position to be in. Zore with an op, though. Maybe he can make a difference. Maybe he can still change the outcome of the round itself. Although we'll find out soon enough. Blinded as he takes the shot. Will be boosted on towards A site. I would presume him to take a bit of an aggressive stance as he needs to secure some sort of an advantage. We should keep in mind this is Dust 2 after all. As the CTs, it is encouraged to be a bit more aggressive to try and find an early pick. Reminder that the more defensive you play, the bigger the chance you'll make the wrong call in which site is being taken. The bigger the chance that you lose B site. And if you lose B site, we all know how that goes. Slowy ignores Crucial, and not just ignores him like he wants to, but checks the tunnel. It doesn't see him directly, as his angle was not exactly pristine. And, well, this is looking quite worrisome, as Endpoint is starting to build up little bit of a scary reputation, and for good reason, of course. Yet I just cannot believe that HAVU is struggling as much as they are, and I hope the gun round goes a little bit better. Otherwise we just might have another repeat of what we saw between, of course, North and Endpoint on Overpass, or at least something akin to that. Oh, Mighty Max.
Beautiful play.
Sexy.
Thomas, you can see they're fired up and ready for this. Of course, why wouldn't they be with the run that they've had right now, beating a side like North? That should be motivation enough to carry you through the series. Saw as well that I believe they've been invited to the upcoming BTS event, CS Summit. I don't know if it was the qualifier or a direct invite. I believe it was direct. So that's another very, high tier event that Endpoint will be playing in. These boys seem to be in a very good position morale wise as well at the moment. One of the most successful rosters, or no, definitely the most successful roster that Endpoint have fielded up to this date. 5-2. Zore on the AWP this time. Surreal just out of range, not for long though. Again, this short boost giving them the early frag of the round. Crucial did spot a player on the cross. They at least have their B-site defenses this time set up correctly. Both Doto and Slowy holding down in this type of position. Smokes over the top. But no commitment yet out of Endpoint, which is nice to see. They aren't forcing their hands yet. 50 seconds left on the clock. Plenty of time. Commit to a rotate, but up short they go. Zore, he'll have the most info off of the back of this. They've got 2 single flashbangs in the hands of Crucial. Thomas, though, catches Slowy. That will reverse at least one player back toward the B bomb site, leaving them isolated. Doto, there it is. There comes the rotate. Door holding mid. Crucial a step ahead of the game, though. Back into a 4-on-2 and Endpoint. It's clinical at this stage.
It is clinical. This is just an elimination of a pest, really, in this case. Endpoint is just toying with their food like a lion who's had too much to eat at this point and just wanting to have a little bit of fun. Dore and Hoodie, they're being hunted, at least not actively, but they will be hunted at least to a certain degree. Crucial, I'm not sure if you heard the scope or not, but it seems like Endpoint will be trying to draw attention, at least perhaps draw a bit of a wild goose chase out of HAVU, and doesn't seem like they want to hunt them down fully, and it is a little bit surprising that they don't, given that the money that they have is not really an issue. They could afford to lose 2 players here. Thomas, 16,000. Crucial, he's 1,200 away from having a maximum amount of money in the server anyway. Mighty Max at 13. Like, the amount they have, they could have easily afforded to try and hunt Zora and Hoodie, and if they had done so, we might actually being, well, I was meaning to say HAVU, you know, they have the money to rebuy. They would be limited to having 1 rifle missing. But it wouldn't be too bad of an idea at this point if you want to put an end to Endpoint and make sure things do not get out of hand, as they seemingly are. Zore gets spotted in the smoke. The counter smoke deployed from Endpoint will be enough. And there will be Doto coming in through short. There's a chance he might be able to make this happen, but Crucial seems to be acutely aware as Hoodie and his rifle will not help out. And down to Saw it goes, misses the first shot. That's a dead giveaway. Good luck trying to do more than that now. Saw he's about to be shaken and stirred. Good day, sir.
So pristine from Endpoint right now. Really, again, punishing on this T side. HAVU just not seeming to be able to overwhelm Endpoint. Rebuy to come. Zore onto the AWP. All sets of utility across the board. Crucial.
Oh.
Well, that's the first clean connection we've had in this game so far. 2 best of 3s that we've played, with Dust 2 featuring on both. Doto, good response at least. Offsets the early frag that Crucial was able to find, although I thought he might have spotted the foot crossing the door. Potentially could have, depending on radar. Ooh, timing could not have been worse for Crucial. Thankfully, Saw does escape with his life. This is Endpoint just going for pure dominance right here. If they win this round, not only is it first half secured, but it's money reset for HAVU as well. Crucial down into pit. Gets himself at least that first little bit of info. Check back boxes, realize that for now it is clear, although with Zore, he repositions any closer toward the back of the site. He is well and truly dead. He gets out alive. 50 seconds on the clock, but a commitment from Endpoint here. Up toward ramp they go. Zore this time able to take out the first. They need a good refrag or a bomb plant to force the retake. 4 on 3, still massively doable from HAVU, although...
Oh, Thomas. Oh, Thomas.
AWP gone. Hoodie dead to follow. Crucial has the angle, and the long flank is late. That'll close it out most likely. It's even been realized Doto's got to go for the save. Endpoint. I'm impressed. Very impressed.
Absolutely. And even if the flank would not be late, fortunately, not sure if Dota would have been able to do much in the difference of how the round itself ends. Maybe there would have been a chance, but either way, 8-2. Endpoint is making them look... Oh! Is that considered a goal, by the way? That must be considered a goal. Dota, congratulations. You just hit a goal. Didn't know even you could do that, but fair. As I was saying, though, Endpoint, they really are... I'll restrain myself from not going overboard, but I'll just say that they are definitely having the time of day. They're enjoying this as much as one can, and for the first time, finally, it will be a reply as Slowy takes the head of Crucial.
Ooh, better this time, finally. Oto able to get away with a frag onto Thomas, give them a 5-on-3. This is again an eco round here. HAVU, this one should not be claimable, but seems somewhat likely. Surreal had to be careful. AWP in hand and peeking these sort of angles can open yourself up massively. The scope, of course, keeping things locked off there, but fortunately this time is a 4-on-3. It is still definitely playable. Or on this sort of position. What can they do? Mid held, A site protected. Max down to 40 health. Robin will try and apply the pressure inside of mid. It is going to be a B-sided split. Thor, however, he is going to be a very instrumental part in this. Great damage to already keep him at bay. Hoodie on the flanks, though. Should now be enough to seal the round. Scary that HAVU are able to win themselves a full eco. And I say win, but look at this. 3-on-2, still somewhat available. If they can take out mid, there is a chance, but time is ticking. They've got to make a move, and Zore, he is in the right place at the right time. Surreal, though.
Oh, la la, maybe.
Oh, he checks the site.
What? Mighty Max? What? Hello?
Oh, okay. Mistranslation of the info. No info given, perhaps. Either way, didn't translate across quite as smoothly.
Yeah, that comes as a bit of a surprise. Surely Mighty Max should have been aware that there is a chance, or that there is a player on site. It's such a weird moment, but fair enough. You know, it is as it is, and well, crucial. He's gonna be aiming down middle yet again. The third round for HAVU is picked up. It comes as a bit of a weird moment out of Endpoint as well. Although Thomas, oh come on, how are you ignoring Thomas? Oh. What is this? Doto pulls out the knife. Hello, Doto.
How?
Come on, boys, come on. Zore misses his chance, and Endpoint is given seemingly a golden ticket. Somebody call Charlie because things are not going as planned.
This is worrying.
Very.
The fact that HAVU this morning have beaten Endpoint on Dust 2, 16-9. You know, it's not an easy victory, but there was no difficulty about it. They didn't get up to double digits. It didn't go anywhere close to overtime. But now we come into the final game of the day, and we're having such a hard time here on the side of HAVU. It is scary. It just goes to show how much that number one, a best of one impacts a team compared to a best of three.
Oh yeah.
How much early games impact teams compared to later ones, and how much waiting between the loser game and the decider game affects the team waiting for the 1950 slot. Because HAVU, they have not looked even functional on Dust 2 right now, and this is their map pick. This is their precipice here in this series.
That's the thing, right? They haven't really looked as good. Slowy, though, again, he will repeat his success. His op skills, or more precisely his scouting skills, seem to have improved. Oh, Thomas, there comes the flash. Thomas takes down Doto at least, but Zore still able to return. 4-on-3 ensues. Saw cannot be caught. As I say it, he is lost in the wind. Hoodie down to 10 as well, as he got tagged by the looks of it by a leg hit or something. Not sure. In either case, A site is about to be lost. Well, it's already lost. Zore and Slowy will make their way through short. Predicted, of course, by Endpoint, as it should. Oh, love the boost. Maybe it gives them a bit of an angle of attack, and it does not give them the kill, but the angle of attack, sure, although...
It's surreal. He's like, come back.
Yeah, it's like, what do we do? Well... Zore. Oh boy. What a crazy, crazy game. You said it well, man. HAVU and their best of one seems to be, working well. Dust 2 starting perfectly. Winning it before double digits for Endpoint, and securing a hefty little win, or a hefty little round and game, and waiting for the Cider series, of course, when they lose their best of 3 on their own, and it must have had a bit of a detrimental effect. And I think, again, you know, something I did bring up yesterday, and I guess we kind of bring it up quite a few times here and there, is the fact that some of these players, some of these teams might take the loss quite a little bit to heart, especially when a best of 3 comes down raining on them. And you know, and then you add on top of everything, perhaps a few issues within the team, a little bit of communicational errors, all the little things, the small things, and in the end, you have one big heaping pile of mess that you have to deal with, and it's all parceled in small bits. And HAVU right now, this is scary. I did not expect him to have this much trouble with Endpoint. If nothing else, I didn't expect him to have this much trouble on Dust, as you said it as well. Yeah, it's like their map pick and they're barely scraping by anything whatsoever. Oh, they know.
Oh, they definitely
Where's
know.
the support?
Chloe a little late on the peak. Thankfully recoups the losses barely. Misses the shot onto Max though. Second gone. How is he still alive? There we go. Crucial able to pin him down. Smoke will block the angle.
Oh.
Max swings before it blooms though. Oh dear. Crucial. The smoke will keep him protected in tunnels for around 3, 4, 5 seconds maximum. But he's already repositioned into the back of box. Smoke will now dissipate on that tunnel position. Opens up for Hoodie. There we go. Last man of Max, leaving Zore in a 1v1. Crucial. Woo! What a flick.
Sexy.
Beautiful from Zore. Keeps HAVU in the game, 10-4. But what will Endpoint care? They've got again 10 digits, 10 rounds on T side.
Well, Last is certainly pulling off a little bit of a crazy stunt here. Beautiful shot. That was an amazing connect. But as you said, it is 4-10. Endpoint still potentially picking up 11 for the first half, which would be absolutely devastating to HAVU. Auto sniper, tag on, play on. This is just getting a little bit out of hand, isn't it? Oh, Robin. Well, Robin of Lockwood always aims through. Oh boy,
This is crazy.
It is, isn't it? It's really. I did not expect it. I'm just baffled because I didn't expect HAVU to have this much trouble with at least picking up a few early rounds. And you know, we could still see an easy comeback on the T side. I'm not going to say it's not. It's just I expected so much more. I really did. Okay. How did Crucial see Zore? I mean, Crucial was not watching this angle, but he was wallbanging it. I guess that was a legit wallbang. Jesus, I mean, this is just crazy. Hoodie? Hoodie?
Check it. Of course they check it. Gets away with one, but Max good return.
Yeah.
As long as they keep those trades up, there is really nothing to worry about here for Endpoint.
Oh,
Chloe, timing could not have been worse. Thankfully gets one, finds a second. Doto with the third. Combined health of 21, but an AWP in hand doesn't make no difference. 25 seconds on the clock. Doto, he's now got a job to do. Gets himself into close CT, but Surreal expects it. Surely fakes out the plant, or maybe not even commits to it at all yet. He's got time. Has a smoke down as well. That'll protect the angle. Molotov onto short to make sure. Jump spot. Oh, tries it.
Way.
Doto,
man of the hour, man.
At least a finesse to end the half, but 10-5. Endpoint, like they got against North, like they did on Vertigo twice, on Dust 2 twice. It's 10 T-sided rounds.
What can I say? They're definitely pulling out a few fast ones, and HAVU, this is it. They better start bringing out the big guns, otherwise we'll be seeing a very different outcome, very different final moment here for HAVU. T-side, they are definitely at a bit of an advantage in my mind. Feel like they have the better The momentum shift that can happen, if it can happen, it will happen here on the T side, of course. Yet, Endpoint, they've had some very clean pistols so far, and if they were to pick this one up, it would be 3 out of 4 for these 2 first maps that they've been playing. Oh, Slowy. Blindly being shot by Mighty Max. Fake towards B. Love it.
Do like this because it works out.
Doesn't
Surreal,
necessarily...
though. Oh, Surreal. He does rat it out, though. They have to pull back off the site, but it is worth it for the mid-hold, especially with Thomas and Robin that can put the pressure on here inside of mid. They can freely let the bomb cross, although nobody checks lower. Thankfully, they trade it back, but Zorre a step ahead of the game. Hoodie returns, and that'll be the round. HAVU, they save themselves with a pistol.
Oh, certainly they do, as Endpoint are left in the hands of Mighty Max. Oh, he spots the head of one. Does take Hoodie down. Still
second.
Still not completely over, but should be the end, and indeed it is, yeah. HAVU. So 2 pistols picked up. Let's see if they can make sure that the force buy round doesn't go as poorly as some of the previous ones. And a good little fake made by HAVU. I like it. It didn't sell it fully for Endpoint. You could still have, they still had 2 players on site, and it did kind of baffle me that they decided to take mid control as hard as they did instead of fight for the A site. But then again, oh boy.
Please, not again. I don't think I can take it.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit out of hand at this point. It really is. Zora tagged up, Hoodie down. We've seen this one time too many, and Endpoint, are you gonna make it happen again? It's like, is this really happening? Is this really gonna go down the same route once more?
It's this double scout duo from Endpoint. Crucial and whoever holds the secondary scout is just, again, just being such a nuisance with it. Through the doors they go, Crucial. Oh dear, that could have gotten a lot worse. The bomb is down though. Thankfully, site is reclaimed. Slowy goes for aggro peaks, and actually it works out. They still have an AK on Surreal though. Would not take this away from them yet. 3-on-3. Ooh.
Yeah. Ignoring tunnels will do that to you. And it's going to be, as you said, a 3-on-2 retake. Doto and Slowy, they have a tough task ahead of them, but they can succeed if they play it right. Doto finds one. It's a good start. Here comes the push through doors. Doesn't matter, no. Luckily, Slowy keeps an eye out, and his MAC-10 will connect. 4 frags, making it a very expensive round for HAVU, but Endpoint will lose it still. And they close the gap down to 3 remaining rounds. And a full eco should be coming out. And look at the nades. I love it. Yeah. Endpoint.
Where will these land? Fair enough. Keeping hold of them for now. Thought we were about to have a stopped round. To be, are we having a? I'm confused. Okay, no, they are just playing from CT. Fair enough. I was genuinely concerned. Thankfully, all is good. They are waiting for a push out of HAVU. Mid completely silent. The mind of Saw. Mighty Max will just barely spot Doto. Molotov down to at least clear the forefront of the doors. This round feeling at least like 10-8 though, and it keeps HAVU in the game, especially being on this T side. They needed a solid start. Endpoint. Let's see what they can do against a side like HAVU, who still are incredibly punishing. Great set of nades. It actually does pay off for them. And actually HAVU, yeah, really, they commit off of the back of this. Why would they ever do that? Please pull back. Please do not commit through the smoke. Thankfully, they catch Surreal trying to retrieve the weapon. Hoodie, over aggressive, but it does pay off. Crucial. Oh, Crucial sprays with the MAC-10 a little bit late, perhaps, as Hoodie will clean up too. Spots out the man on short as well. Still, Mighty Max able to return. No matter what, it's incredibly expensive, but still they offer him a chance. Robin gets the AK against the MAC-10, goes for the peek and hits the shot. What is this? My mind is gone. It's a full eco round that they just lose.
Well, yeah. There's really no excuse. There's really nothing else to say besides Robin. Well played, sir. You get the AK, you use it, you play it, you save the round, and above all else, you put Endpoint back on the winning horse. This is very scary right now. HAVU, 3 AKs, a Deagle, a Tech 9. There's not really much they can rely upon. Crucial, back on the op. Endpoint is having, you know, sure, a few tough rounds here and there, but overall, they're keeping this very much open for business, if one can say. And HAVU, they better have a good plan in mind, because so far their defaults are not working out. Their aggression does give them advantages, but seemingly not enough. And time to see where this leads them to.
Bit of back and forth inside of mid, bit of commotion. Dore and Hoodie taking some tags here. This round vital if HAVU want to stay alive in this series so far. With Endpoint focusing here on the A side. It's a split through mid, but Endpoint, the one thing that I do like is they've got that second player on the B bomb site. The buy round that they've got, slowly through the smoke, flash is good. This is now where the B site should be pincered in. Mighty Max does get away with one, but that's all he'll find. Better this time. 4 on 3 for the retake. Endpoint into the instant save. Knowing that Robin has money in the back pocket, they can afford the rifle next time. No need to sacrifice the weapons. They can go for the save.
They definitely can. They don't need to rush this. They have the advantage. They have the positioning. And on the CT side, they would be better off trying to salvage as much money as they can so they can continuously invest and continuously push it to the limit. HAVU, on the other hand, well, lucky them. 8th on the board, as again they'll be on the they'll be on a bit of a timer to try and close out the gap. Make sure that Endpoint do not get themselves too far ahead of the curve, as we do see right now in the current stance that HAVU are. There's not really much room for mistakes. Every single one will potentially be their last. Also, a very quiet game from Saw, man. He's having a tough game. This really sucks to see.
Especially being that IGL, just when times get tough, when games get difficult, when he has to maybe expend a lot more energy into leading the side than playing himself, you will see his kills dip, and yeah, unfortunately, he's having a bit of a rough one. I can imagine that you take a look at his effective flashes and utility damage, he's probably, you know, up there, but in terms of raw kills, a bit of a quiet one here. And fortunately, if HAVU do win a round, they will break the economy of Endpoint. Double AWP, though. This was something that we saw right at the start of Vertigo, right at the start of Just 2 map against North as well. They switched into their CT side. Good tag onto Doto by Max inside of B tunnels. Chloe takes a nade tag himself. Here's the sound of the player jumping. We'll realize exactly what is up on this corner. Here they go, HAVU. Toward the A site, they go. Pull back. The Real has to be careful. Does not want to overextend, but that's exactly what he does. Doto finds a second. That should be the round now gone. Unless...
perhaps Thomas, he sees the second. Unless Endpoint have something to say about this yet. Robin, he's going to check under balcony. Well, under stairs he will. Hoodie finds both, though, as it is going to be Zore to shut out Thomas from long. Close call. 9-11 as HAVU is able to bring it back a little bit further, inch by inch. They're getting back into this. A full eco for Endpoint. A surprising close call, though, still. Keep in mind that Endpoint, they definitely had an opportunity to close it, even though it was a 4-on-3 or a 3-on-4 retake. By the way, I've just double checked, and Saw has 1 flash assist to his name. So he's not doing.
Never mind.
Yeah, he's not doing particularly well. The entirety of HAVU actually have like together between 5 to 6 flashes. And oh yeah. Thank God it's not the bomb going in first, but this is definitely putting a lot of strain on HAVU. And well, for good reason, of course. You wouldn't be under duress when you're being put in a position like this.
Just the energy it takes to keep losing players in rounds like these is scary. HAVU will not be in a good spot here. Robin gets caught with the timing. That should be the round itself already secured. But again, you just cannot take away from the fact right now that this Endpoint side are deadly. It is their CT half that definitely was more of a cause for concern. Oh, they've realized where the AKs have gone, or have they? Maybe not. I'm not even too sure where they actually took them, whether it was round T spawn, perhaps.
I'm fairly certain they were thrown over.
Oh, there we go.
Yep, there we go. Yeah,
Nice.
I thought they were thrown over the border or over the wall, but I guess no time for that. Shenanigans. 10 rounds, HAVU. They'll make it to the magical doubles. It sounds so weird, you know, thinking about it. Or just saying it, because when last they played this morning, HAVU just dealt finishing blow before Endpoint ever got to the double digits. Now they themselves are trying to make sure that this does not get overboard. Mind you, it was what, 69? Yeah, it was 69, so...
Yeah.
This is definitely quite interesting outcome. Also, I guess HAVU did lose on Dust against Gambit Youngsters, right? So in that essence, there's definitely...
Beatable.
Yeah, beatable, definitely, yeah. Also, I double-checked. Saw was underperforming on both Vertigo and Dust when they played against Gambit Youngsters, and, well, equally here as well against Endpoint. But it sucks to see that, you know. Saw, great player, but just having a tough time today. Really not feeling it. Like, honestly, he's having a very, very slow time. Or bad time.
Statistically, over the last 3 months, is the least or lowest performing player on the side of HAVU. But then you look at the stats compared to Endpoint of their sort of key fraggers, and really... You know, there's Slowy and Zore on a 1.15 and 1.16 respectively, but you look at the 4 players of End, like there's 3 players on 1.1 plus on the side of Endpoint. So statistically outperforming, although look at this. B site lost yet again. This should be another save out of the CT site. Seeming like there are cracks in the armor. HAVU step by step discovering those. Score will be tied. This game will go a lot closer. Seems at the moment like the CT side is the weakness for Endpoint.
Yeah,
it was against
that, right?
North, yeah, getting 6 rounds total. But we'll see where it goes. Thankfully, they're not stupid and won't sacrifice the weapons. They know when to save. But it is HAVU that will tie the scoreline. They're right back into this map, and right back into this series as well. For now, at least.
Thank you, Crucial, for making my OCD's nightmare even better. Yeah, like you said, they had a pretty weak showing against North, and certainly they struggled a little bit under pressure. But I mean, you know, they're still playing smart here. They realize, you know what, we have the money, we can rebuy. It's not a problem. Let's play it, you know, let's play it safe. Keep what we have. Double up coming out. HAVU, though, on the other hand. They are starting to break the ice, that's for certain. Question is how deep or how thick the ice is. And slowly blinded fully. Thomas, the spray down. And the ice thickness seems to be hitting it again. You want to take a swim in an ice lake? Sure. You better be ready for the cold, though, as Endpoint bring up the temperature down to -20. The real seems like -30. Might just be minus 40 soon enough, and well, it will be. Zore, the only one with the refrag, trying to even out the odds, and, well, you're gonna need a big old bulldozer to even these odds. He finds one. The second, though, or excuse me, the third, which would be Robin, is already peeking out wide, and 12 points to Endpoint. They are starting to, again, pick up the pace. They are definitely performing. Or, well, we're given the chance to perform here, and we could chalk it up to HAVU making a few basic errors, like pushing long without checking the blue corner. Real? Oh, nice.
Angle that you can never afford to play against Zore. He does seem like the master of the smokes and of the angles on Dust 2 with his AWP, so you not want to challenge a master, but look at this. Oh, look at this. Thomas takes out two. There's the refrag. Max not even spotted. Took them so long. And how?
Come on.
He drops down, has to reset the recoil, and still can't secure the frag.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate. The worst part here is Saw jumping onto box, and he was actually the one that spots him, even tags him heavily, but Endpoint 13 to 11. It is, well, it is the curtain starting to be raised as we do see Zore gonna be taking a gander towards long, hoping to get some success going, but not really gonna be too well off. Crucial. Once more, as always, proving to be a deadly asset in the hands of Endpoint. Robin. Yeah. I was meaning to say, you know, there are deagles in play. We could be seeing some Mighty Max levels of commitment and Robin style of deagle shots, but already Endpoint shut it out before it even begins. And what surprises me the most is HAVU committing this heavily with a few players, but not with all five. It's like, come on, guys. You know, you have nothing to lose. Try to work it together. Yeah. If somebody pushes short, why don't you all push it together? Or 4 players or 3 players. At least give yourself a chance. This way, you don't even do that. So, good pop flash. Doesn't really help, though. 14-11. This is it. We're approaching the go time and the do time.
Last round for HAVU if they want to keep themselves here in this map, in this series. Gotta win it. Endpoint a single round away from series point. Interestingly enough, if I can get confirmation in my ears, as far as I can tell, HAVU have not used a single tactical timeout. I may be wrong. I'm gonna check. But I'm pretty certain if they've used any, it's been 1, if that. Oh. Yeah, they haven't. They haven't used any.
Yep. They have not. And what they also haven't really used is, well, any sort of Joker cards where Dota would have been able to get a life out of that one. Unfortunately, there are none. So, yeah, Doto, that's a bit of a tough one for him, as he gets absolutely dismantled in upper B brown holes. Nades flying in. Molotov's burning him alive. Oh, look at this fast-paced play through short. Could actually work. Saw is burning down to 44. Saw takes a huge chunk of the damage. Finally, though, finds himself one. Is going to open it up a little bit, at least. Thomas and Goose.
Check Goose.
Sure they're not. Thomas, well, finds one. The second as well. The angle works. The Molotov is perfect, because even if Zore gets him, the Molly prevents the plant. The Molly prevents Zore from doing much more than just, you know, chopping around and hopping around. And Mighty Max. There you have it, folks. That is a wrapperoo. A doody-doo.
Sloppy.
This is, it is, isn't it? It really is. I didn't want to say sloppy because it sounds like a dirty word, and it is sloppy.
Feed your dog too much Christmas turkey. I can't say that. If this was a podcast, timestamp that. Get rid of that one.
Oh, God. Yeah, edit that one out. Well, unfortunately for HAVU, they can't really edit this game out. 11 to 15 as Endpoint is having just the time of the day. Double up. It's Tech 9s, it's a Deagle, and it's a Glock. Excuse me, a Galil. Well, maybe a Glock would be better, but still. Again, Molotov's short. Nate's coming in. They know there's a player on short smoke, most likely looking to push forward. A split towards B will be ensued, though, as Endpoint seemingly ready for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. There
Ladies
we go.
and gents.
There we go. It's quick. It's fast. It's furious.
easy.
It's very impressive. It's Endpoint taking a 2-0.